I want to bring in former U.S. Ambassador to Mexico, Earl Anthony Wayne, 2011 and 2015, and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, host of the No BS News Hour, Charlie LeDuff. A lot of time at the border, knows what's going on. Thank you both, gentlemen. Mr. Ambassador, the point of going down there, what do you think the president succeeded in going down there?
Well, I think he hadn't gone there before, so just being there was an important sign. And this was accompanied by his announcements last week that he wants to move to a new system for trying to create legal pathways, just as you mentioned, for people to come from a number of these countries that are big source countries. And then you have the big positives of the trade growth that's been going on. A lot of trade is moving across that Mexican border and the border with Canada.
Okay. Charlie, do you see it that way?
I guess, well, it's theater, but what does it accomplish, Ambassador? I'm up here in Detroit. The trade we see going down is the good jobs, the factory jobs, the electric vehicle jobs. What's coming up here is cheap labor, and you know for sure because you're close to these people. Part of the reason for letting the labor in is to suppress wages in the United States because of the inflationary pressure on wages. So if you import cheap labor, you lower the wages for what's left in America, and then pretty soon, what do we have? People here competing for less money and the good old-fashioned Detroit jobs over there. Explain that one to us up here, please.
Respond, Mr. Ambassador.
Okay, I'm happy to do that. Yes, well, the facts show that, in fact, trade with both Mexico and Canada have created more high-level, high-paying jobs in the United States. It is true that some jobs have moved to Mexico. Unless we work together, unless we invest in the United States and work with our neighbors, we're not going to be as competitive against China as we could be and against other places in the world that are great manufacturing powers. You know, 40% of a car put together in Mexico is from the United States. We send those parts down there, they get put together, they come back. That is cheaper for the American consumer, maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500 for that car when it comes back up. Now, it does create, there are jobs created in the United States. All the design of that new technology, all the creation of that high tech is taking place in the U.S. What that means is we have to invest in our workers.
Hold on, Ambassador Charlie, what's the
NAFTA did not in any way create any high-tech jobs. High-tech created high-tech jobs. Americans have always designed the cars. You just said that 60% of the parts that go into a car are in Mexico, and the assemblage goes on in Mexico. That used to go on here, and I have no idea what you're talking about, what Haiti has to do with this, what Venezuela has to do with this, what Nicaragua has to do with this, and what Cuba has to do with this. This was a manufactured visit. It was stage theater in a parking lot, sir. You know it, I know it, and it'll do nothing to stop fentanyl, and it'll do nothing to stop the flow, because this proposally put forward only invites people in. 30,000 get to come in from these four countries, 30,000 will be ejected, and there's fully another 30,000 that we don't know what to do with from these countries, and the other 150,000. I agree, free trade, it's out of the bag, that's the way it is. You talk about China, we created them too, and Trudeau is down there in Mexico City as we speak, lobbying Biden to take back all refugees that cross his border from the United States. That is true, sir, is it not?
Well, I think we have to look at the whole agenda that they're working on and not just pick one little part of a visit. We do need to work with these neighbors if we're going to compete effectively against China and others in the world. That's what this is about. The migration problem is a big problem. It's going to take a while.
Mr. Ambassador, I appreciate your indulgence of the conversation. Charlie, I love you in high dudgeon, brother. I love you in high dudgeon. When your arms are folded, I'm a happy man. We'll keep talking about this. We'll go down there. Charlie LeDuff has done the work. He is one of the real journalists in this country who will show you the risk and the fear and the danger that may push us to make leaders do something apparently they don't want to do. Gentlemen, thank you both very much.
You know what I hear a lot? Charlie LeDuff, newsman. I thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I'm doing the news, the real news, right here, the No BS News Hour. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Odyssey, or download it wherever you get your podcasts. Power the people.